These rings are kind of a pain. Just gonna set this here so I'll remember it, which I won't, and then I'll freaking be looking for it for a half an hour. But let's pretend that's not gonna happen. I think I'm gonna blow that off real quick, hopefully prevent dust or a bunch of dirt from getting in the tank. So right now I have a factory fuel filter for Jeep Cherokee, which essentially is what I'm going to run, but I want to get one with threads. And I believe I explained why I'm doing this, but in case I didn't, the Jeep fuel pump does not have enough, have a high enough flow rate for the LS. So all we're gonna do is take this assembly, take this fuel pump off, and throw the fuel pump off of the Chevy on there, the LS, and should be good. Plus my fuel gauge and everything worked before, so. Really need to put a new razor blade on that knife because that is pathetic. All right. Well, like I said, we're gonna clean her up, but she should be good. And throw her back in right now. All right, she's installed back up. That's the Jeep fuel filter. I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna get an LS fuel filter. But I think it's around the same size. But the biggest thing is I want the on the inlet and the outlet to be threaded, because like I said, I'm gonna be running that braided fuel line all the way, and I just would rather have the threaded fittings, so it just keeps everything nice and tight. Don't worry about hose clamps and all that stuff. Okay guys, so until I get that fuel filter, I'm not gonna continue, but you can kind of see what I had planned here. I'll clean it all up. I just zip tied it up here, but it's gonna run down along the top of the transmission, over the top of the transfer case, and then here and zoom out here. So the reason I'm doing this, I don't think I've shared this yet, but here soon I plan on 4-linking this thing, and so those 4-link brackets are going to go here-ish. So I wanted to route everything around intentionally that way. I'm not going to continue tonight with this, and the reason why is because I want everything to be, you know, nice and tight and look like it was purposely built. So I have brackets coming that will secure everything here to the floorboard, and then I'll have brackets that hold it up off of the transmission and transfer case. I don't want them sitting on there. Probably here I'll make something that just kind of goes, I don't know, if I secure it there and here, I think that's pretty good. But anyways, that is kind of the plan at this point in time. I didn't want to run down the tunnel because in case you lost a drive line or bottomed out or something, but and so here I may eventually do a some sort of protection. I don't know, but I'm not super worried about it. So I think that's it for tonight. I need to get shifter linkage going here soon. And I think I need to drop her down tonight and measure for drive lines so I can figure that out. But again, I think that's it for tonight. I think we're just gonna clean up and be done for the night. Got a fair amount accomplished. We got the you know, for the most part, the motors put together, engine, but fuel lines are almost done. I gotta run a vent line, probably just gonna for the fuel system, because I'm not gonna run the evap system, but I'll run a fuel vent all the way up, and then yeah, I think we're getting to a point where I mean, I think by next weekend I'll have this thing running for sure. Will it be driving? I don't know, probably not, but running, I think absolutely, without a doubt. So I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to have that happen. So anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, especially those of you that are subscribed and watch every week. I appreciate everybody, obviously, but you know, it's trying to grow this thing. I want to do so much more than what I've done already. I'm hoping that if it could grow a little bit, the first thing I want to do is hire a camera guy, even if it's just part-time. I had my girl come up here and do some camera work for me. She wanted to, but every time I'd look over, she'd be looking at me, but the camera would be pointing down. So after so much, I just was like, oh, okay, that ain't gonna work. So, you know, but she's 11, so, you know, all kinds of other things on the mind. So anyways, all right, guys. Well, I mean, I guess before we go, so left to do, I'm not gonna worry about AC right now. Trans cooler is gonna go right here on the inside. There's the trans cooler. I'm not gonna have it sit in there, and I'm gonna put it the other way around, but I'm gonna have it sit pretty much just like that. The ports will go upward. I ordered some different ports because the problem I have right now is I have to run like 2 adapters because I couldn't get one to go from what it was straight to 6AN. Had to go to 8AN and then 6AN, but I got some 8AN 90s that then I can adapt down to 6AN. Sorry, no, they go from 8AN to 6AN 90s, and then that way I can 90 it, because otherwise, like, the fittings would be sticking up this far. So I don't want to do that. But so trans cooler, this manifold on this side, header wrap should be showing up tomorrow. Finish the wiring, shift linkage, power steering. I'm like I said, I'm going back to a Cherokee box. There's the box right there. It's just a used box. I'm gonna tap it for hydro assist, and I will show you guys. I have a PSC RAM coming. It should be here this week. And there's my trans cooler. It's gonna go right back where it was. For now, I'm gonna put the same bumper back on there for this trip I got coming up, but I'm gonna build bumpers in the future. Right there's a sheet of 3/16 aluminum. Put it in perspective for those of you guys that don't do much metal work. I can pick that up and carry it around. It's not light, but I can do it. If that was even 1/8 inch steel, I don't think I could do it. If I could, I mean, I probably could do it, I guess, but it would be dangerous. Like this 3/16 aluminum, I can pick it up and carry it, no problem. I'm also going to be building new fenders out of aluminum. Rear bumper, add a winch to the rear. I got a lot of plans. You know, just takes a little bit of time and money, but hopefully this YouTube thing can pick up, and I can start making a little bit of income off of it. And then I've got even bigger projects in line. Like I mentioned in my first video, Got that 75 out there. I want to get some work done to it. There's the S10 project. My Nova's over there. I got some outside stuff I'm gonna do too. I think I'm just gonna make those extra videos rather than the weekly video. But if you guys like those, then I'll keep doing that. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like it, subscribe. Like and subscribe. Words are hard. But all right, guys, have a good one. Thanks. Bye. Yes. It's all John's fault.
Yeah, John's the reason I can't remember shit either.
Right, there you go. I figure between the solvents he had me drink and the bar and the electric fence that he shorted me out on.
It all is making sense.
Because he grabbed the wire and touched the top of my head as I was connecting the battery to the electric fencer. So I told him, I said, it's your fault. You shorted me out a long time ago.
Regular brother shit.
Yep. Now I can't even remember where I put the line I just had that goes between there and there.
Memory's not that bad, thankfully. I started taking that Alpha Brain that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
That Joe Rogan. I don't know if it's helping or not, but we'll see. I mean, I do feel
you can't
like.
Tell any difference, but.
Well, I mean, I typically have a really good memory, and I've been struggling more lately, but that's also because of because of the constant headaches, you know?
Yeah. I think a lot of mine's the medications.
Well, and he's not sleeping because of the headaches. And when he is sleeping, he's not breathing well because of sinuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I finally got a call from the...
You said May
6th is just the appointment to discuss my call-up issue and what course of action we'll take or whatever. So we're not actually doing anything May 6th other than that. But hey, it's a step in the right direction.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to do.
That looks a little bit long, Robert.
You just loop it.
I guess. Just wrap it around.
You happy boy?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to route it the way I wanted to, because I wanted to route it like that, but
I wasn't too happy with him this morning. I let him out, and they went out and rolled in something. He was filthy. He was gray all across his whole bottom. So when he jumped in the pickup, the seat, everything under him was gray.
Did you just say, were you being a dog this morning?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Yes, dang it, he was.
How dare you?
Right? For a dog that thinks he's human, he's damn sure he takes it.
Yeah, I still stand by what I said. Like I don't want any more dogs, but if for some reason you had to rehome him, I'd take him.
Right?
We'd have to gently introduce Penny to him.
Or just
met.
get rid of Penny.
Or get rid of Penny.
They've met, so. But,
Yeah, but Penny and him, Penny didn't like him, remember?
yeah.
Penny went after him. Or was the chicken? Not one of them.
It was, you told me that him and Bren started to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penny went after him.
And so then Penny got into, yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one messes with her boys.
Right?
And that's the issue with Penny.
Yeah.
She's very protective.
I mean,
It's like, I don't know, I just remember someone bit me and I had to get stitches in my finger.
Right?
Because my flesh was flowering out.
Yes. Not good. Not good at all.
You look at it and you're like, that's not right.
Really?
That's gonna have to be stitched.
Right? Lay down.
alright peeps, so there's gonna be a fitting that comes out of your hose barb to the dash 6, so it's gonna come out to about there, so this is gonna be about here, and if I just bend these over a little ways, then that hose will just fit right through there and be able to go wherever I want. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's not gonna hurt anything to bend these, but then it keeps everything nice and tight the way I want it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, so now it's very crude right now, and I can move this bracket where I need, but this will go here. Like I said, I'll bend this, probably this fin right here, I'll bend it back gently. Same thing on this side. And once we get, you know, to about there, the hose can naturally just flow. Once I figure out the bumper, I'll put this, I'll secure it somewhere. I want these hoses nice and secured. What I'll probably do is secure this out here like this, but I don't want this flopping around everywhere. But you can see what I was talking about. Just everything is nice and clean and secured. And it just, like I said, it isn't going to be flopping around everywhere. Isn't going to be touching anything. And we'll just do a hose clamp on that end. They have fittings that are like this with a hose clamp inside of it, so it's more of just looks for anything. But on those barb locations, there's just nothing to do other than a hose clamp. So I'm just going to throw a hose clamp on it. That'll be fine. That'll keep it from fraying as well. And actually what I was going to do, and I kind of forgot, was I was going to put a piece of heat shrink on there. I think I'll do that real quick because that'll make it look better and should stretch with it. So, and that'll keep it from fraying as well. So let's do that real quick. Hey guys, next day, home from the 9 to 5. Battery died yesterday, but I finished routing all this. I still don't have the right pieces, and I'm gonna have to shorten these hoses. But you know, I made them a little long on purpose, but they're quite a bit longer than they need to be. So I'm gonna work on. Oh, and I got the steering brace all in. Everything's nice and tight. I'm going to work on those trans lines and mounting this bracket. My goal is to put it something like this right here. You know, it'll suck air through here. And then I wanted to point it down a little bit, but I'm going to work on that, make sure that everything's going to clear with the radiator. I think I have plenty of room up here in front. And then I can work on the, and then I can work on the lines for the, my brain not work so good. Then I can work on the lines for the trans cooler, and then I need to do battery cables, and then my shifter showed up, so we'll get that thrown in as well and make sure that I mean, it should work no problem, but we'll just make sure that we got it adjusted right. But once we get those things done, oh, and then my cousin got the other manifold wrapped today for me, so we'll get that thrown on as well. So once we get those things done, I think we'll start putting the front clip back together and make this thing a Jeep again. Once I get all that thrown together and replace this fender on this side, I think we'll move to the wiring on the inside of the cab for the standalone harness, and then that way tomorrow when the throttle body shows up and the rest of my fittings show up that I need, I can knock that stuff out real quick. And I think by Friday this week I'm gonna have this thing fired up, and it should even be able to move. It won't be 100% done. You know, we still have we got to put our onboard air back on and stuff like that, but right now my goal is just to make sure that she's gonna run and the gauges are gonna work, so I have temp gauge and all that stuff. But yeah, that's where we're at. So anyways, we will get to work. So I will figure out what I'm going to start with, and I'll show you along the way.
problem is I only ended up with 2 of these, so I'm gonna have to order more of these. That sucks.
Hey, you do me a favor. So I kind of was dumb and didn't grab the welding lead.
Oh.
And I kind of need it.
You kind of have to have it to do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it's kind
Since
of
it's wrapped around
important
the
at the
welder.
moment. Kind of a key feature to this project.
It kind of holds stuff together, I guess.
Throw this back together real quick. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a little white pin mark right there that is where we're gonna drill it. Just gonna use a step bit. Now, let me clean that up and see how it fits in there. All right. I think that's gonna work perfectly. Should seal up nicely and be right where we want it. So this was a truck intake kit. I think I mentioned that already. And obviously it's not going on a truck, but it was just kind of the price was right. So I'm gonna go throw this on, make sure that everything fits, and I'll bring you over there. And all right, that in a nutshell is what she's gonna look like. I'll make a little bracket to hold this up. I don't know what changed. I might have to take a little bit off of this tube because, well, don't know that I really can, but this wasn't touching before when I mocked it up originally, so maybe I had this one in further. I'm not sure, but everything's a lot tighter now than what it was before. Maybe I had this out further. I don't know. I'll adjust it, but now I'm gonna probably work on making a bracket to hold it all up. I'll just make a bracket there, but one thing I know is I don't want this rattling around. So, but probably what'll happen in the future is it'll run like this and then come over here and go through the firewall, and I'll see if I can get a better snorkel, or I'll maybe make one. But really been wanting to play with aluminum a lot lately, and I can weld aluminum, but it's been a long time since I've done it, and all I have is a spool gun. So, you know, I did weld this neck successfully, but it obviously doesn't look pretty. But I plan on getting a lot more practice in the future. And like I said, we might make one. I might go and get some like aluminum tubing or something and just make my own, and that'd be pretty cool, I think. But kind of what I want to do is have 2 different filters. I'm forgetting the name of his channel, but Dirt Lifestyle Nate. So he actually did some dyno runs, and I think they actually show that they had more torque and same horsepower. I can't recall exactly, but you know, basically good numbers with a pre-filter on a snorkel, but I want to have a snorkel again. It's just kind of nice. So anyways, I'll work on a bracket, I think. I'm not sure where I'm going to connect that to, and we'll move on. Alright guys, I started luming up the harness. This comes out to the headlights. I got the relays for the headlights under the battery box. This comes out pretty easy, so if for some reason I'm up in the hills or whatever, which I don't have a spare relay anyways, but yeah, anyways. This is dry. I'm mounting it up now. That's about as far as I've gotten, honestly, at this point, but that's it for this week, everybody. Sorry for all the jumping around, but you know, we're getting there. Don't forget to stay tuned and next week, and we'll get her finished up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.